My name is Stefanie. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. We first met at the Hill Center at St. Joseph's College, which is where we both went to college. We didn't go at the same time. But I was on the student government. I was part of the campus activities board, and we had an event where it was East versus West at a basketball match, and he was PA announcing.
My name is Thomas. I grew up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. We met at the newly erected gym at my college, and from time to time I was asked to do the PA announcing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome home once again. We proudly welcome you to the grand opening of the Hill Center here at St. Joseph's College, Brooklyn campus.
This was a huge game. It was East versus West. It was the Long Island campus, who, all the funding goes to, against the small little Brooklyn campus. And it was our new gym, and the environment, and it was like a big playoff game at Barclays Center. And I think there was even a guy that won 50 grand on a half-court shot, 25 grand. I think there's a video of it too. It was just a surreal night. And I walked over to the other side during halftime, and Sherry introduced Stefanie and I. Well, she actually introduced a bunch of people, but I could only really just focus on one of them.
So she introduced us, and then I went back to my bleacher, and he continued PA announcing the game. And then my friends who were sitting next to me were saying, "Tommy keeps looking at you from across the room." I said, "I can't see, I don't have my glasses on." And they said, "No, he keeps looking at you, he's staring at you," and I just couldn't see and didn't notice. So after the game, my friends and I went to Ammonia Cafe, a place in Bay Ridge, for dessert, and they went on my phone and they requested Tom on Facebook, on my Facebook account. I didn't even know about it. And then I got home that night and it said, "Tommy Agostino accepted your friend request," and there was a message from it.
That night, when I got home, I got a friend request from her. And typically it's not that way, it's the other way around. Typically the guy has to go out of his way and say, "I'd like to talk to you," right? So she sent the friend request, and I said, "Oh, maybe she's interested." Turns out it wasn't her, but we talked, then we just had so much in common from the get-go, and we took it from there.
That night we just started talking on Messenger. The next day we went out for coffee, and then we were together like every day ever since. So that's it, we just clicked, yeah.
We went to Dunkin' Donuts. We sat in the parking lot for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe more.
We thought it was just going to be coffee, but we were talking until like 4 o'clock in the morning. So we kind of clicked right away. When we went for coffee that first night, I got in the car. My grandmother saw me get in the car with somebody that she didn't know.
I made sure to get out of the car, go around to her side, open the door, let her in, and then close it. I had to make sure, just in case somebody was watching, that I was doing the right thing. And she kept getting calls from her grandmother asking her, "Are you okay? Where are you?"
And I spoke to my grandmother in Italian, and then I got off the phone, and he turned around and said to me, "Could you do that again?" And he liked that I spoke Italian, but it was like he had like a funny way about him.
She just broke out in Italian, and I almost did like a double take, because who doesn't dream of marrying a nice Italian girl, especially when you're Italian? Could you call your grandmother back? Could you talk to her again? Because it's something that I loved about her right away.
Everything that she was slow motion. I just want you to know that.
About a week, it took me a week and I told her I loved her. I also think it had to do with Christmas Eve. It was a very emotional. Holidays are always a great time to tell someone that you love them. But I think even if it wasn't Christmas, I probably would have told her.
He was like, I love you. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I can see us getting married. And I kind of didn't give the answers right away. It wasn't that I didn't feel it. It just felt like I shouldn't feel it yet. So I kind of wasn't letting myself get there yet just because I felt like it was moving very quickly. But we really did instantly have a connection. So
I knew what I wanted. I knew that she was beautiful. She spoke Italian. And there was just like an aura about her. And that's one of the things that I love.
We have liftoff.
Cause I want you right now.
Don't get married. Don't get married twice. Hello. I'm getting dressed. Look.
Oh, you look nice. I'm there now.
Yeah. See, look, we're getting dressed. Look.
Here, see, I'm here too.
Yeah.
The photographer, smile for the camera. Tell her to smile.
Dip down lower and smile for the camera. You look like you're going out. What's up, Turkey?
So long.
Thank you. Thank you. See you later.
Take it easy. Have fun at lunch. Goodbye.
Ciao for now. See you later. Papa, say goodnight, Dick. Good night. There he is, man of the hour. Say hello.
Oh my good Lord, what a feeling. All of this joy I've been stealing. We all need someone that can make us believe. So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up but I break free. No change could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop now. Just a bit longer.
I'm gonna play some Spanish music for you because you guys showed me a move.
Can't stop, won't stop, don't stop now.
Tom is just somebody who's very supportive. In my life, I've gone through lots of trials and tribulations. And Tom has, been like the rainbow at the end of the storm, so to speak, in the sense that I've gone through so much and now it feels like everything is just so much easier, everything is calmer, easier to go through the harder stuff when there's somebody there to support you. And he's also very caring. He'll be in the next room now because we work from home and hear me getting ready for work and get up and go make me a coffee to go in the morning. So he's just always trying to think of ways to make my day better. So he's supportive, he's caring, he's what you want in a husband.
When I first met her, there was something about her that I never really understood. But when she walks into a room, it's like everybody just gravitates towards her. She puts a lot of people first, including myself, and do anything for them. For example, the week before my wedding, my grandfather had a stroke and she slept on the floor to make sure he didn't trip if he got up to go to the bathroom. She's worked at the Guild for Exceptional Children and Adults, where she's working in a group home dealing with clients that have all types of disabilities. And the way that she acts and tries to bring people together is something that I love the most. I knew I wanted a wife that did that. There's an aura when she walks by everyone just looks. She's like the center of attention, and she doesn't make it that she is, but everyone just gravitates towards her.
I feel like you're rushed. The ceremony before, as long as we meet. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Good? Not those, the other ones. Rosie was like, yeah.
I hope someone got a picture of me and hitting me in the face.
I got it.
Okay, can we get the
I don't want you to get hurt. 1, 2. It's really
Come on!
It's really tight. I know, but it's really tight. I have to. It's fine.
That's what he said.
All right, I'll try this again. Move. 1, 2, and it's really not.
What? Just fucking do it.
I can't.
Not with your nail. Not with your nail. Push it with your finger.
1, 2, and.
So the proposal. He always had said to me, I was in graduate school for becoming a speech pathologist, and he always said to me that when I finished graduate school, he was going to propose.
Even though I know she's not the type, I didn't want her to take her mind off of school. But that then gave me the perfect opportunity because she had wanted to go on a trip. And I said, let's make it special. Let's make it a trip that she'll never forget. So let's go to Iceland and let's find somewhere that we could propose.
We were going to Iceland on a trip. We had never been on a big trip before.
I found this waterfall.
And as we're going there, like there's all these road closures and we're in Iceland and he's like freaking out. And I'm like, what's the rush? Like, it's a trip, like don't worry about it. And he's like stressed. It's because he's about to propose and there's a photographer there waiting in this like little cave where there's a waterfall.
It was in between mountains and you had to go through a lake and you had to hop on the rocks so that you didn't get wet. And it was like probably the most adventurous I've ever been.
Where we proposed, there was like a rock and a waterfall behind us. And right when we got on that rock, I saw him look at someone and I was like...
And I had been talking to a photographer for months.
And I did mention before we went to Iceland that I wanted a photographer or some type of photo shoot because I like pictures and making memories. I didn't think an engagement shoot at all.
We were up on a rock taking a selfie. I noticed him, I kind of winked and he said, good to go. I proposed. Some of it was inaudible because of the waterfall and it was kind of loud, but I said something like, you know, this is the moment that I've been waiting for all my life. You make me the happiest person in the world.
And he starts talking to me about how he's always dreamt of this moment, and then at that moment I said, he's about to propose. And he got down on one knee, he proposed. I was totally like shocked at what was happening. I was like frozen.
But she said yes. We came down, a couple people were there, they were clapping, and then the photographer followed us around the whole day to the black sand beaches, to the waterfalls that we walked behind, finished off with a helicopter ride, popping champagne on a volcano.
Which is crazy because I never thought Tom would get on a helicopter, ever.
I felt that she needed the proposal of a lifetime because that's how she made me feel. And the rest of the trip, we were in heaven the rest of the trip.
So when COVID hit, we were like 6 months away from the wedding. As we saw what was going on, we decided to move the wedding, and I still remember the moment that we decided, because we kind of like just like looked at each other and...
I had like tears coming down. I said, it's just not worth it. We want it to be a special occasion. We want everybody there.
Started crying that we were just looking forward to it a lot. And it's okay because it was still beautiful, but it was hard.
We just wanted to reserve the date for next year just in case. So we moved it. Our family said, don't worry about it. We'll do it next year.
A month before our original wedding date, we decided to get married anyway, even though we couldn't have our reception and there was no indoor dining. We decided to get married in church. It was just truly a blessing that we had that wedding despite what was going on in the world, and we didn't want to wait. We just wanted to be married. So COVID can't stop love, as people were saying on social media. We're going to continue making our new house our home. We're working on renovations and stuff, but long term, we are planning on starting a family.
A lot of kids. A lot of kids. There's always that, if I had a brother, if I had a sister. So I always joke around with her and say, 4 kids. We're going to have 4 kids.
I think that Tom's going to be a great dad. He makes great dad jokes.
So short term, try to have a family, fixing our house. We want to make it a beautiful spot for our kids to grow up. And long term is ride into the sunset. I don't know. Long term is raise our kids, raise them right, be in their lives as much and as best as we can. Buy a house upstate, vacation house, come visit here, show our kids one day where we got married, and who knows, maybe one of our kids will get married here.
Today is also a celebration for the rest of us. For it is a pleasure for us to see the love in bloom and to participate in the renewal of vows of 2 people so delightfully suited for one another.
A reading from the books of George R.R. Martin. As you are the moon of his life, he shall be your sun and stars. Your love shall be as ever present as those 2 celestial bodies, even though they are sometimes hidden from one another's sight. Your love will be the guiding force that charts the course of your tomorrows, holds your worlds together in difficult times, and will make life itself shine bolder and brighter than we human beings have a right to dream of.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Rosa. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Good evening, all. Buonasera a tutti. I would like to start by saying thank you to each and every one of you for making the trip up here for Stefanie and Tommy's 1-year vow renewal ceremony. I know it definitely wasn't easy getting to this point. But here we all are, together at last, despite constant changing of COVID regulations and most recently, crazy Hurricane Ida.
That bitch.
As most of you probably know, Steph and I met in the 9th grade, our first day of high school in Bishop Kearney's cafeteria during lunchtime. She asked me if anyone was sitting across from me, and when I responded no, she plopped herself right down. Now, as we all know, Stefanie is very far from shy. But of course, just having met her, I didn't know that yet. Believe it or not, though, what struck a conversation between us was her unraveling the foil on the salami and provolone sandwich that her nonna made. Soon, we came to realize we had a lot in common as far as hobbies, music tastes, and of course, being Italian. But the icing on the cake was both of us speaking the Sicilian dialect. Shortly after, we met each other's families. Her family welcomed me into their home as if it were my own. They were all so hospitable. I have to say that's one thing about Steph. Although she has the ability to make things super awkward at any given moment, she is extremely welcoming and can make you feel so comfortable. She's truly one of a kind, so selfless by putting others first and always telling it like it is. 10 years ago, I gave a speech at your Sweet 16, and I told you I couldn't wait to be by your side when you got married. I looked forward to it then, and I'm even happier now. I first met Tom at your house at a Christmas party you threw. Him and I instantly clicked, especially when it came to teasing you. Tommy, you probably don't know this, but my enjoyment for iced coffee actually started with you.
Beautiful.
Remember? In the very beginning of you and Steph dating, she would text me saying to come outside. And after a few nights of this, I already knew it meant you were driving and we were all going to Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru for iced coffee. You officially had my heart the day you treated me out for my birthday. It was just you and I, and of course we were at your favorite place, Panino Rustico. You knew based on my taste what I would want to eat, but actually it wasn't even on the menu. Apparently, you had a secret menu that probably no other customer knew about, and you ordered from it. It was a secret to me as well until the food was put in front of me, but you told me to trust you, so I did. And actually, I did trust you from that point on. I knew from the beginning of the relationship you would walk to the edge of the earth and back for Stefanie. But to know you would do anything for her friends really meant a great deal then, and it still does now. You also came from a hospitable family. Your parents, Patch and Big Tom, always made sure I knew the door was open for me, literally and figuratively. Eventually, down the line came the day you broke the biggest news probably of your life to me. We dropped Steph off at an overnight shift at the Guild. And I remember thinking to myself, why isn't he taking me home first? But I didn't question it out loud. Once she was out of the car, you turned to me and you said, so, I guess since you're the best friend, you should be the first to know. My heart was pounding so fast as you continued to say, I'm going to ask Stefanie to marry me this summer in Iceland. I was so speechless, yet so excited at the same time. I was in disbelief my best friend and my sister was going to be a wife. My best friend found her person who makes her the happiest. As I stand here now, 3.5 years after that moment in the car, words cannot express the happiness and true joy I feel for you both. Sometimes I truly forget this is real life. We're not still two silly 16-year-old girls going to Pasha to see Paulie D. It's amazing how fast the time flew, but nonetheless, I'm so happy I am along for the ride with you guys. I'm proud of the couple you have grown to become, and I will always be here for you forever, no matter what. I hope you always know you can come to me with anything, and I'll never turn my back on you. Tommy, you have truly become a brother to me, and I'm blessed to say that.
Love you, bro.
Tommy always says...
You good, bro. You good.
Tommy always says you have your friends, and then you have your friends who become family. And I'm happy to say you're both my family.
Love you, Ro.
Love you too. I hope God blesses you forever with a wonderful life together, full of health, wealth, joy, and many children. Always remember to enjoy the little moments together and to always put each other first no matter what. I love you both forever. Congratulations and happy first anniversary.
Thank you.
Steph, as I do with everything, I'm writing these promises at the last possible moment, right after I had some food at the Rolling Brunch. One thing, though, that I did not wait to do, however, was introduce myself to you. Day 1, nice to meet you. Day 2, have a parking lot date at, yes, the Dunkin' Donuts. And day 7, tell you I love you. Day 7. Yeah, I work quick. When I see something, September 6th last year, I had the time of my life. We officially tied the knot, and you made me the happiest man on the face of the earth. But enough about me. Steph, there's something about you. You have it. It is the calming feeling when I'm nervous. It is the laughing when we come across ridiculous situations and people. It is your huge heart. Your heart that knows no boundaries. Your heart that knows no limit. Days before our wedding last year, you slept on the floor of my grandparents' apartment to make sure that my grandfather didn't fall if he got up in the middle of the night. Not too many people would volunteer to do this days before their wedding. Your heart is the reason that all of our friends and loved ones traveled 4+ hours to be with us. A weekend that we will never forget. You have an infectious smile, a sparkle in your eye, where kids and adults from all backgrounds, shapes, sizes, just tend to gravitate towards you. You truly are one of a kind. I promise to be your Kal to Khaleesi, your Han Solo to Princess Leia, Jamal to Latika, Jai-Ho! Remember that one? Yeah, that was a good one. And Jack to Rose from Titanic. But I'm just saying, there was still room on that floating door. And if that was me, you better make room for me. Because I don't know how to swim either. All right? I promise to be your pilot, your navigator, and bring snacks and iced coffee on our road trips throughout life. I promise to not watch the next episode without you.
You're right.
Or if I do, pretend that I'm watching it for the first time. I promise to play my ridiculous heavy metal music at the most inopportune times, like when you're on the phone with your boss, or when you start talking to me about doing the dishes. You're my past, present, and future, and I can't wait to start popping these kids out. I'm sorry, you, not me. You can start popping these kids out. You can totally have that job to yourself. I love you so much. Never change. Never change. You are perfect, just the way you are. You are my everything. I love you by the old gods and the new gods. You're my everything.
I was gonna say, you ain't gonna beat that.
What he said. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's perfect.
We go eat? All right.
Yeah, we're gonna go eat now. Let's go.
Okay.
You have truly been the greatest blessing in my life. You are my best friend, my biggest support, my rock, and my world. They may say love at first sight doesn't exist, but it definitely did. For you, at least.
Same story.
When you told me you loved me a week after I met. I literally thought you were nuts, and now I know you are. Just kidding.
She's not. Thanks, Mom.
Thinking back to how Quickly you knew this day would come. I realize how you always have put 200% of yourself into us. You were never afraid of what anyone would think or say about how quickly it was all happening. You just cared about us. I promise, just as you have, to always put 200% of myself into us and to put our marriage before anyone and anything. When I had COVID, you nursed me to health from a distance. But during my quarantine, there was nothing I wanted more than your warmth, your hugs, and your presence. I promise to never take your affection for granted and to try to make you feel as loved and as special as you always make me feel. In the past 6.5 years, we have been through the good, the bad, and the ugly. On days where I felt exhausted and felt like giving up, you pushed me and believed in me. I could have never gotten to where I am without you. In fact, I often tell you, where would I be without you? We are now married, live in our beautiful home, and have made sure to only surround ourselves with positivity and family and friends who adore us, uplift us, and are our greatest role model. One day, we will start our own family, and I know you will be the best dad because you are the best husband. I thank God each and every day for bringing us together when I needed you most. Life's hardest moments are a bit easier with you, and life's best moments are even better with you. I promise to always love you and cherish you, even during baseball season, and during the release of any new video games. But we do need to calm it down with the war zone. Definitely. I promise to savor every delicious meal and coffee you make me, and not take it for granted, as you always love to say. I promise to always apologize when I'm wrong, and give you the look, so that you know to do the same. Especially when you're wrong, which is obviously the majority of the time.
100% of the time, yes.
I promise to headbang when Volby and Skillet play in the car, and to laugh at all your dad jokes, even if they're not funny.
They are funny.
Okay. But all in all, I promise to always be your shoulder to cry on, to always take care of you and to love you with all of my being. I promise to laugh until we cry, never stop taking adventures with you, and to be the best wife I can be. As you and your dad always love to sing, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I can't wait to grow old with you. The best is yet to come.
At this time, Thomas and Stefanie would like family and friends to help send balloons to those who are not physically here today, but watching and smiling from above.
Thomas, do you reaffirm your love for Stefanie, and will you love, honor, and cherish her in sickness and in health, for richer or poor, for better, for worse, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Stephanie, do you reaffirm your love for Thomas, and will you love, honor, and cherish him in sickness and in health, for richer or poor, for better, for worse, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I do.
It is with pleasure that I conclude this ceremony of renewing the vows of marriage that joined you and binds you as both husband and wife. Thomas, you may kiss your beautiful bride.
How come we can't do like a funny laughing one that we always do?
So let's do it. Let's do it. Tom, you really bad.
I'm laughing just going back to what I said, everyone that meets her loves her. She makes me a better person. She made me more family oriented. She knows how to make people feel special, just like she makes me feel special every day. Everything I do is for her. I focus my time and I make sure that she's happy in every single way possible. And I think she does the same for me. I want to be by her side 24/7. When we first met, we were together every single day. Like I said, there's just something about her.
The way that like his hugs feel like home, the way that he makes me laugh, makes me smile. I can't look over there because he's there and I'll cry. The way that he knows when I'm having a bad day or when something's going on, and he knows how to calm me down or come and give me a hug or make me a coffee or make me a delicious meal. It's part of another great thing that I love about him is that he's the cook and he accepts his role. I love that he is just my person.
Unbelievable. She left me.
Exactly what I've always wanted to marry. I love that he's great with kids. I love that he's funny, he's supportive, he's caring. He's just all around a pretty great dude.
By now, I think most of you probably know me. I've been Stefanie's best friend for 15 years. You hear that, Tom? 15 years. Steph and I became friends in middle school, and in honor of that and her teaching career, I decided to write a little poem inspired by the style of Dr. Seuss. The title of this poem is How Tom Stole My Best Friend, Stefanie. In a classroom in 6th grade down in Brooklyn, NYC, I made a best friend. How lucky for me. We did everything together and hung out at every chance. We did altar serving, cheerleading. We also loved to dance. We laughed and we played for Wednesday's half day. We always talked and passed notes, much to our teacher's dismay. 6th through 8th, always friends through bad haircuts and braces. Then graduation came and we were off to the races. We've been through it all and persevered through strange phases. We partied so hard in college. Actually, I'm just gonna skip those pages. She's always been honest, truthful, and fun. When it comes to best friends, she's gold medal #1. She's always there for me through good times and bad. It's hard to come across a friendship so good and so true. No one could or would ever steal her away from me. My best friend forever, my partner in crime, my Stefanie. Well, let's travel back in time to he who would commit such a crime. Mr. Tommy Agostino, best friend stealer, she was mine. He appeared in her life in 2015, and he did it, he stole her, he took her from me. He loved her and made her happy, and became her best friend too, and they lived together happily. I mean, what could I do? They hosted parties, Steph cleaned, Tom cooked all the food. They went on adventures, made memories. This isn't fake news. Then on one fateful day under a waterfall in Iceland, Tom had a surprise. He got down on one knee and asked Steph to be his wife. Well, what happened then? Well, what can I say? My little heart grew 3 sizes that day. You see, keeping Stefanie to myself was not where my happiness lies. It's seeing her happy with so much love in her eyes. So let's toast to Tom for making Steph with his wife. You're now stuck with the both of us for the rest of your life. I love you guys so much, and I wish you many years of happiness and love. Salute.
I was very proud to be chosen as my son's best man. It is really an honor. He has always done everything I've asked him to do. Through the years, he got through some tough piano pieces when he was a kid. He hit some long home runs that I truly admired. He wasn't the quickest in basketball, but we taught him when that quick guy goes down the lane, you step in front of him. And he did it. And I can't tell you how many times he took an offensive foul and I jumped out of the stands to say, yeah! He is truly unique. He has a fine taste in picking olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and an even finer taste in picking his wife. He may not like to take out the garbage, but he will cook you the finest dinner when you go to his house. He shows his love for his grandmother, Mimi, and Stefanie's grandmother, Nona, every single day. He truly is my best friend, and I will do anything for him. For the past 5 years, 6, almost 7, Stefanie and Tom have been building a wonderful relationship. A relationship and a beautiful life together. May they continue to grow together, and may their family start to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing is going to stop them now. Build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Come on, clap! If this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now. You give me a microphone, I have to sing. Happiness. Happiness is holding hands and going away together. Happiness is an innocent look in the middle of a crowd. Happiness is staying close like children. Happiness. Do you know how to say happiness in Italian?
Felicità.
Come on, clap.
I tuoi sguardi innocenti in mezzo alla gente alla felicità. E restare vicini come bambini alla felicità. Felicità.
Felicità. Il cuscino del fiume, l'acqua del fiume che passa e che fa. E la pioggia che scende dietro le tende la felicità. E abbassare la luce per fare pace alla felicità. Felicità.
Come on, everybody. Sentire l'aria che chiama nostra canzone, amore che va. Nonna, come on. Come il destino.
E cantare a due voci felicità.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass, raise your champagne glass, and a beautiful toast to our wonderful bride and groom for a wonderful future together, which includes all of you. Cinzano, Centani. God bless you.
The art of marriage. The little things that are big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not expecting the husband to wear a halo or the wife to have wings of an angel, even though she is. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the spirit. It is common search for the good and the beautiful. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. Thank you.